Hi, this is Kathy Graham again from Montessori Tide School, and I wanted to share something with you because as the new school year is beginning to end and now we're getting ready for holiday time, it's not too early to start planning for your holidays and traveling with your children. It can be a sort of a scary time, but it can also be a very joyful time, but it has to have some really good planning. And, just recently I received some communication from a parent who was a bit anxious, it seemed, about her preparation. And so I thought maybe I could give her some insight, but share it with you too. And so this is an opportunity for me to share with you not just really what I shared with her, but more so what I experienced. And I hope it's of value to you. Years ago when my kids were younger, we always wanted to make sure that it was a valuable time. Now, granted, we made lots of mistakes just like everybody else, but we also learned from those mistakes. And what we found out is that the best way to make a successful trip with kids is to make sure that it's well planned. That means way before the trip starts, we start planning. And that's now for you. The first thing we did then, when it came to planning for a place to stay, big work, was to decide not on a hotel, but to decide on going in a place where we could be sure that the children would have an incredible cultural experience by living in that culture. We went to Jamaica, for instance. We didn't stay in the hotel. We didn't stay at some type of even child-centered, big activity kind of place. But we stayed in a villa. And in that villa, we were immersed in the culture, which gave the children a very enriched experience. We didn't have to teach them anything about what people were doing because they experienced it. They learned how to cook the food. They learned first they picked the fruit before they even cooked it. Ackee is the favorite food, by the way, out of Jamaica. And they, of course, went out and caught animals of all sorts, so I didn't have to teach them what kind of critters lived in that area. And boy, did they love riding the donkey from house to house. All those great things that children don't usually get to do unless you pay for it. This was all part of the deal, all encompassing in the cost of our villa. Our cook, our maid, and our gardener took good care of us. And the maid, guess what, was our babysitter. And so that gave us a chance to plan a trip that enabled time for the children to enjoy us and time for the parents to enjoy one another. Because when parents can enjoy one another, they can really be great parents with their children the day after. So the next thing we did then in planning this big trip is to talk to the kids about it. So we had, of course, our family meeting and let them know that this was the plan. How did they even know what Jamaica was about? Well, that was part of the surprise. They didn't really know, but we gave them a little bit of something, a sort of tidbit of Jamaica. And so they went to help us look at all the brochures and decide on what we were going to do. So yes, most of the things we did were right there in the villa, outside the villa, and in the community. But there were a few things that we did that we got to experience way outside the community. The incredible, beautiful beaches. Of course, totally open-ended and allowing the children to see the culture surrounding that beautiful beach. We paced ourselves. We really did. Followed the rhythm of our family and the children. So our planning and our pacing really allowed us to have an enjoyable trip. And so as a result, we became much more effective as parents on our incredible trip as a family. So I hope you enjoy yourselves this summer. Bon voyage!